if you want to follow along and you have like an old sweater that you want to upcycle. It's pretty easy, so that's what we're gonna do. Welcome back to another sewing tutorial. I feel like I'm really covering all my bases. If you want human clothes, baby clothes, dog clothes, I've got it all. Today we're gonna be upcycling one of my old sweaters for Snoot. This little guy right here. Let me show you these sweaters that I have made. I made this one for Snoot. It has like a turtleneck and sleeves and it's really nice and warm. But the problem is that these sleeves are like really annoying to put on in the morning when I'm like just, trying to get out the door. This one for Snilly I made from one of my boyfriend's old sweaters. It's got little penguins on it, but this one doesn't have sleeves and it's really easy just to slip on. Snoot does have like a really heavy duty coat that's also easy to put on, but sometimes it's a little bit too warm and I want something a little bit more lightweight. So that is the goal today. If you want to follow along and you have like an old sweater that you want to upcycle, it's pretty easy, so that's what we're gonna do. I have a couple fabrics here. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use yet. I have this old cardigan. It's like a nice gray color. It's pretty soft. I actually made it in my old sewing tutorial, but I never ended up wearing it just because, I don't know, I didn't really do a good job. So there's that option. I also have this pink robe from Savage X Fenty, Rihanna's clothing line. There's a lot of fabric here to work with, so that is an option. And then we have this sweater. It has a little lion on it and it says Brooklyn. It's from the brand Amazingly Soft American Apparel. Actually, the reason why I might use this is because it's not soft anymore and I don't really wear it. So of these three fabrics, my problem with this one is it might be a little bit too thin. Yeah. And this pink one, it's not really Snoot's color, and I don't want to confuse people into thinking that he's a girl, so maybe not this one. This one, yeah, I think it would be really nice. I like this lion head. I could turn it into like a pocket, and I think the colors match him pretty nicely. So maybe we'll go with this one. The first thing we're gonna do though is we're gonna measure Snoot and get all his measurements just to make sure that this will actually fit him. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is, I think this back piece is actually gonna be his bodice, so it'll look like this. And we probably don't need this front part, so I'm gonna try to seam rip it and see what we're working with. I'm gonna try to seam rip off this tag. So I'm very tired of seam ripping. This is about how far I got. I'm just gonna cut the rest of it. So it is the next day. I'm wearing the same clothes for continuity, but yesterday I got a little bit frustrated and just like stopped filming. Normally I would plan these things out, but I was like, I'll just wing it and vlog it and it'll be fun. But my brain just like cannot film and sew at the same time. So then I just like stopped. But then, because I had nothing else to lose, I just kept sewing and it actually turned out great. So I'm just gonna walk you through what I did to hopefully help you. And editing me will hopefully put in some nice animations that will, make it even easier than if I was just to film it. So we had a sweater, and really you can use any sweater. We cut off the sleeves and the neckline. We hemmed in the edge. So now all we have to do is create the turtleneck and connect it to the rest of the thing. It's not really like a sweater, it's more of a cape, but it's like super easy to just throw on to the dog and not have to like tie or zip anything up. My original sweater had like a cinched tie at the bottom, so I really wanted to use that for the turtleneck. In general, I find it's really nice to incorporate some of the original clothing's elements. So I just cut off the bottom, so you get a rectangle. I folded it in half. I trimmed it at an angle so it would fit the neck at the thickest part of their neck and the thinnest part of their neck. And then I sewed it to make a tube. So then to connect the tube to the neck hole, you want to line up the tube around the neck, right sides facing together, and just sew around. So then when you flip it, it'll all look good. Hopefully put in some nice animations.
Nice animations.
Let's roll to the dogs modeling the sweater.